Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about acne and depression. And the reason why I think it's really important to talk about this is because I have gone through depression, and right now I'm kind of in a bit of a slump. I find that it tends to go up and down for me, and I haven't posted in a while because I've been feeling a little bit down lately. I'm working towards picking myself back up again, but once you're down, it's like there's a dark cloud hanging over you, and it's like you're trapped in a bubble with this dark cloud and you don't know how to get out. So it kind of feels like you're out of control, and anyone who's ever struggled with depression or anything like that. I mean, I don't want to give it any label specifically, but anyone who's dealt with feeling down, whether or not it's about acne, it could be about anything else, they know what I mean, and it's a really tough thing to go through when you feel out of control. So I had never struggled with depression before. About a year ago it started, maybe a little bit before. But the thing is that now that I have started feeling this way, I feel like it was always in me, it just was suppressed. And now that I've let it out, it can't go back in. And I mean, a part of me wishes, obviously, that I never got to the point where it was let out to this extent where it's debilitating. But in a way, it's better than suppressing all of these feelings, and that's what I've been doing my whole life. I think, I mean, not to be dramatic, it's not like I was secretly depressed my whole life, but the thing is that everyone who knows me as like one of the happiest people. If you ask anybody, I'm so positive. I have a lot going for me, and I'm really appreciative of everything in my life. I've had an amazing life so far. I mean, my parents are amazing and supportive. I have an amazing group of friends, but I've just always had insecurities. And as long as I can remember, I've just been a sensitive person, a very emotional person, but I hate showing people a weak side. And when I'm feeling upset, when I'm feeling insecure, sorry. I don't like showing that side to other people because it makes me feel very vulnerable. And so because of that, I don't often reach out for help because I don't want to burden other people with my trivial problems. like everything else that I am interested in or that I go through, I do a lot of research on the topic, and I know a lot about depression, and I know it's not my fault, and it's all these different things about how I shouldn't blame myself. But when I think about the reasons potentially why I feel down, it's hard not to feel like I'm just not strong enough to deal with things that other people can deal with. And I'm really lucky to have a fiance who's extremely supportive, and I know I put him through a lot with a lot of the things that I put him through with all my moods, but he's always there for me even if he doesn't quite understand. He tries to. So, I mean, it almost makes it more difficult that I have so much to be thankful for. Yet I still feel this way and I can't really control it. And I don't feel like I deserve to feel this way. And last month, there were a few weeks where I felt so good. I was so happy. Genuinely, I felt genuinely really good. And several things happened that, I mean, it's just things that happen in life. There are good things and bad things that happen in life, but sometimes they just hit me really hard. And I've just been in a slump lately where I just don't have motivation to work. I'm working from home, so it's just really hard for me to motivate myself to work. And that's unacceptable. Like, I just feel like a failure every single day. Just because I make the decision to give in to my instinct to stay up all night and then sleep all day. I'm a night owl, so I like the night. I like staying up at night. And I know I have to go to sleep early, but I just stay up anyway, and then I set my alarm and I sleep through it and end up sleeping until the afternoon. And I don't want to get out of bed once I realize I sleep through my alarm because I already failed myself. And I just know that all of these things are so trivial. There's so much going on in the world that's so much more important, and I don't know why, but I can't get out of my own head, and I feel like I can't control my emotions. So I mean, I am taking steps to get this under control. I'm speaking with a therapist. I've seen a naturopath. I try to be open about my feelings. I've written out a daily routine. Hopefully I'll get started in that. And I guess getting back to the point about acne, I mean, acne is what triggered these emotions. But I feel like it could have been something else that triggered it eventually. I've always had insecurities. I did suffer with acne when I was younger, and what I'm going through now reminds me of how I was when I first broke out at 14 years old, where I would sit in front of the TV watching Proactive commercials crying because I wanted it to be the miracle that would make me feel better about myself. And I mean, my acne did go away when I was younger, but when it came back again a year ago, it was all of a sudden like I was completely out of control again. And so I wouldn't say that acne caused depression, because it's not one thing that causes it, but it triggered it. And it brought a lot of things to the surface, a lot of insecurities that had been brewing in me for a really long time. So, I mean, even now, you can obviously see my skin isn't perfect, but it's so much better than it was before, and I have to just remind myself of that. And I have to remind myself nobody's perfect, but it's just one more thing to feel insecure about. But I know that acne isn't the problem here. It's other things that are going on inside me, and I need to figure out how to love myself better, and I need to figure out how to accept myself for who I am. And I'm working on it. I haven't been on antidepressants. It's been recommended to me by, it was recommended to me by my doctor when I first went to see her, when I was at my lowest point, but I hadn't seen a therapist at that point, and I really, from if you've seen my channel, that I'm really committed to staying natural, and I'm not against antidepressants, but to me it's a last resort, and I don't know if I am at the point where I need it. I haven't done everything that I could possibly do. I can't bring myself to exercise because I just hate exercising, and when you feel depressed, you don't want to do things you hate. Like, even things you enjoy doing, it's hard enough to get motivated to do that. So I'm gonna work on that. Try and find things I love doing. I used to do gymnastics, so I'll see if I can find some adult gymnastics classes. And so I basically, the reason why I wanted to post this video is I really just wanted to let people know that feeling down about acne or about anything else, about anything that seems trivial, it doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you don't have a right to feel that way. And it's easier for me to say this to other people than it is to myself. And I know that that's true, but in the moment I still have trouble feeling that way because, like I was saying before, when I got really emotional, as I talk about it, I feel guilty that I feel these emotions. I don't feel like I deserve to feel that way, but deep down I know that's not true. If I'm feeling a certain way, it means I have to get to the root of the problem, and I think that's the case for anybody who's dealing with depression or who's dealing with some really strong emotions. The label depression, it's so ambiguous. I call it depression because it's just sometimes easier to say one word than to go on and on with, because everybody's different. Everyone has a different situation. So if you call it depression, if you call it just feeling upset, feeling sad, not being motivated, I don't have all the answers. I'm not at the end of the road. I'm in the middle of the road right now. And I know I'm going to reach the end of the road at some point, and it doesn't mean I'm never going to feel sad again. It doesn't mean I'm never going to have bouts with depression or anything ever again. I just hope that I'll learn coping skills, I'll learn how to deal with it better, and I know that everyone out there has that capability too. So basically the point of this video is just, it's kind of like therapy for myself, but it's also if anyone's going through the same thing as me, just to know that you're not alone, I guess.